Hari Om, everybody. So we are on this beautiful chapter, chapter 3. A real quick recap. Number one is that this chapter is in the transactional world, Vyavaharik Jivan, where Bhagwan is glorifying karma. And why is he glorifying karma? Even though in the second chapter he did say that realization can be obtained only through knowledge. But the first reason is that man cannot live without doing action. At every moment of our life, we are doing some karma or the other. Either it is a physical karma or a mental karma. Mental thoughts also are karmas. So we are doing karma. So Bhagwan says that since action is inevitable, learn the technique of doing that action. That is what is important. Everybody is doing action. There is nobody, whether they are spiritual seekers or not, everybody is doing action. But as a spiritual seeker, for Arjun, the advices, and of course for us as well, do that same action that you're doing. Bhagwan is not asking us to go find some specialized action or some special action to do, but whatever the action, whatever duty that has been assigned to you because of birth, because of circumstances, whatever, that same action, do it with a special attitude. And why should I do it with a special attitude? Is because that is the only way of purifying the mind. And jnana, this final knowledge, liberation, cannot happen without knowledge, and knowledge cannot happen in an impure mind. It cannot arise correctly. It cannot arise clearly in an impure mind. Just like when food, even freshly prepared food, if you put it in a vessel which is contaminated, the food is going to get contaminated. Same way, if you put knowledge in a mind, because knowledge is not understood through the body, it is understood through the mind and intellect, but the mind is impure, then that knowledge, even though it is very, very pure, very, very correct, will be misunderstood. For a tamasic person, it will not be understood at all. For a rajasic person, it will be misunderstood. And only when the mind is at a level, certain level of sattva, will this understanding be correct. And that is why Bhagwan in this chapter is glorifying karma as a means to liberation. And to give he gives his own example to Arjun. He says, Arjun, look at me. Look at me. Since my birth, I have been doing action after action after action, even though I have no duties to perform in this entire, in the three worlds, not only in this world, but even in the three worlds also, I don't, yet I am performing action. What about you? What about us? If he himself took birth and is performing action, right since the day of birth, absolutely. If you look at Krishna's life, the minute he was born, he was doing action. And then from a higher standpoint, he says, as Ishvara, if I stop acting, which means if I withdraw the brilliance from the sun, if the rains won't come, if the gravitational pull, which is because of me, if I withdraw my powers over there, how will the world survive? So this is the examples. He gave his own example, saying, look at me, even though I have no duties. Then he went on to tell us that those who are working, do not disturb their faith, karmis. So he's talking about karmis. Because the reason he says that is because it is better to do action with a selfish desire than not to do action at all. That is the lowest. Not doing so, at least give them motivation, show them a carrot, you'll get bonus, you'll get promotion, whatever. It's okay. They are working because they are working. It's not that a karmi is doing bad work. He's also doing good work. So do not disturb his faith. Okay, you're going to get a promotion. You're going to get this. You're going to get that. Whatever it is, let him work. Do not disturb this thing. And then also Bhagwan said, just as a karmi works with attachment to desires, he's working very hard, but what he is attached to is to the desires, like results. I want this, I want that. He's not interested in purification of the mind. He doesn't know about the purification, or maybe he knows, but he doesn't care. He just wants external results. And he's working that hard. Same way he said, spiritual seekers, he's telling Arjun, so he's telling us, as spiritual seekers, we should also work equally hard, but our main concern should be purity of mind and not the results. And if we work hard enough, results will come. Why? Because there is a law of karma. The law dictates. When we say gravitational law, means it's a universal law. It will happen no matter what. That way, when you perform karma, result is going to come. Karma will give results. So you don't have to worry about results. Worry about purification of mind. Just doing karma in an ordinary way can give you external result, not necessarily internal result, which is the purification. So when you do it with a special attitude and your focus is on the internal result, external will automatically come. Don't worry about the external result. It'll come. This is what Bhagavan has said. Therefore, he says in 26, he says, don't disturb their faith. Let them work. What they don't understand is that this action is being done by the play of the gunas, the interaction of the gunas. Prakrute kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha. All beings are vasha. They are under the control of their prakriti. And what is prakriti? Sattva, rajas, and tamas. This prakriti is what is making them act. The karmi doesn't recognize that, and he thinks I'm the one that is doing it. I'm like this, I'm like that, I'm going to do, and let him do. But you should understand, this is for Arjun, so it is for us. So as spiritual seekers, we must understand that these actions are happening because of the push of our vasanas, because of our gunas. So that is what is driving the action, and I have got nothing to do with it. This understanding has to come. That things will happen around me as per my destiny, as per whatever situation I have already pre-programmed my life. Remember, in the past births, by doing certain actions, I have I've come with a blueprint. Vasanas are the blueprint. I have come with that blueprint, and my life will be guided as per that blueprint. This should be understood. So let it be guided, and let me try while doing these actions to purify my mind. The more the mind becomes sattvic, the more you will understand that things happen around you. You are not the doer. This is directly proportional. Therefore, this is self-analysis. It depends on your own mind. How purified of a mind do you have? The more it gets pure, that is one of the signs of purification. One is reduction of likes and dislikes, absence of likes and dislikes at a higher level. Then this thing that I am not, what did I do? This thought will come. When things happen, you'll say, what did I do? It just happened. Like that, you will only think, instead of thinking, I did and now this happened, etc., etc. That's what Bhagavan is. He says, ahankara vimudhatma, this karmi who is very identified with his body and actions, he doesn't understand this, but we should try and understand it. But he said, Tattvavitu Mahabhava Guna, understand, the spiritual seeker must understand that whatever is happening because of the push of Prakriti. Purification of mind and purification of vasanas. Purification is when the pressure of the vasanas should not be felt. Then the mind is purified. Desire will be there. It is a thought. Thought will be there. But how much push is there to fulfill that desire determines the purification of the mind. How much push is there? Or do you have the faith that, okay, I want this X. If it is destined for me, I'll get it. Or is it like, oh my God, now when am I going to get it? What should I do? That is the difference. Okay. So, and the push is internal. So externally, it is not, it is only visible to you yourself, me, myself. I know how much push is there from the inside. Nobody else can tell that. That has to be determined. We have to be watchful of that. Then in 30, he gave the absolute rule of karma yoga, nirashi, nirmama, and vigata jwara. So without worries of the past, excitement in the present, and anxiety, hopes of the future, action should be done, because these things are what is disturbing your mind Actually, what it means is keep your mind in the present. Therefore, Gurudev has said, keep your mind where your hands are. Generally, our hands are doing something and our mind is somewhere else. It should be an alignment. And that's what will convert that same karma into karma yoga. People think that karma yoga means volunteering somewhere. That's not correct. Because if you volunteer and if you have the doership, I'm volunteering at 10 different organizations, there is doership. So there is not karma yoga, that is karma only. People think, one misunderstanding is if we work free, it is karma yoga. That is also very, very incorrect, because voluntary work is we are not getting paid. Like, now I am not getting paid for this. So if I think, see, so much karma yoga I'm doing, I don't get paid and I'm working. That's absolutely incorrect. You can get paid and you can do karma yoga. That is the trick. You go to your own work, go get paid. Nobody's asking you not to get your paycheck. But when you do your action, when you do your work, do it without any kind of anxiety of the past and future. And don't keep asking if I do, am I going to get paid more if I work 5 minutes more? Those type of, you just keep working. And you're getting paid, and then it is karma yoga. And there is joy in that work. There should be joy in the work. Okay. And we were on verse 31. Had I read it? Even if I had read it, right? And I had explained, okay. So yes, and I explained the superficial, like the meaning, and then we said we'll go deep. Okay. Those men who constantly practice this teaching of mine, full of faith and without cavilling, they too are freed from actions. Yes, so this is what. So Bhagavan now is saying, he gave his opinion in 30, and he says, Ye me matam idam nityam. This is my opinion. I've told you many times that in Bhagavad Gita, you will notice that Bhagavan never says, this is what I'm saying, and this is what is the right. He never says like that. He will always say, this is my opinion. This is what the wise sages have said. They say all this shows his humility. He never takes credit. And when he says opinion, see, an opinion can never be right or wrong. It is always, it is an opinion. It's not a fact. I can say, my opinion is that winter and heavy snowfall is the best season of the year. I can say that. Okay, it's my opinion. So it can never be wrong. Okay, it's your opinion. Now, fine. Then if you like snow, then fine. Then so opinion is never, and it is my opinion. I opine. So you follow it, or it is not an instruction. It is not an order. It is not a command. This is what I say, and now you must follow this. So that's why this ye me matamidam becomes important. Matam, opinion. This is my opinion, Arjun. I'm telling you, and the one manava indicating that this is only meant for human beings. There is another word called bhutani, which we will see, where Bhagavan will say, I am present in all bhutani, sarva bhutani, I am there. When he says bhutani, then it includes animals and plants and minerals, matter, everything, inert matter, everything bhutani. But when he says manava, and the reason that he's specifying manava is human being, is because karma adhikara, the right to do action, is only with humans. The animals are guided by instincts. Okay, Mother Nature has programmed them that they will only do action as per their instinct. So the cow will always remain vegetarian, even if she is anemic. She will not think, I should take protein shakes. She doesn't have the capacity. The animals don't have that capacity. That's why it is said that even if we live by our instinct alone, then what is the difference between us and animal? They are also living by instinct. We are also, I like, so I'll do. I don't like, so I'll not do. So that's why the karma adhikar is given to humans. And the reason of that is because our brain is on top. We have the capacity to think. We have the capacity to think. Animals don't. I can think, I'm anemic, I need more protein or iron, or I am weak, I need to exercise, or I have to lose weight. I can think and I can choose. I have the faculty of choice. And that is why karma adhikara is only for manava, humans. not for animals, because of the choice that we have. We understand and we can choose. I can choose. Kartum shakyam, akartum shakyam, anyatha va kartum shakyam. So I can choose to do, I can choose not to do, or I can choose to do something else. These three choices that humans have, animals don't. So that's why he specifies manavaha. This chapter, whole chapter is meant for humans only. It is not meant for animals. Certain other things will come. Description of animals will come. Now in 5, he will say sattva, rajas, tamas is in all beings. Then we will say that, oh yes, of course, because animals also are sattvic and rajasic and tamasic. Plants are sattvic, rajasic and tamasic. So he will not use the word manava over there, that sattva, rajas, tamas is only in humans and not in animals. So this is the load of that word manava here. Anutishnati, shraddhavant, who have faith. We will not follow anything if we don't have faith. If I have a doubt in what Bhagavan is saying, maybe no. So Bhagavan says, you have to have faith in me, whatever that is. This is my opinion, but you have to have faith. Asuya, anasuyantaha. So anasuya is the opposite. Ana is the negative prefix. Asuya. Asuya, normal meaning of asuya, if you take, is jealousy. But asuya specifically means finding faults in others. That is asuya. So, when we don't like somebody, this is what I have noticed. Even if that person is saying correct things, we'll find faults in that person. When I don't like somebody, when I like somebody, maybe that person is doing wrong, but yet I will condone it. So asuya is finding faults, and anasuya is not to find faults in others. So whether you like that person or not, if that person is doing good, or if that person, whatever that person is saying is correct, we must be able to follow. That's why Bhagavan is using here, the one who is not cavilling my teaching, means he doesn't have faith and he will find faults in my teaching. The one who has asuya will find faults. So if you find faults in the teaching, then you're always going to, say, how can that be like that? How can that is not possible? How I can forget the past? How I cannot worry? Am I going to work without, without hoping for some sort of a result? So all these things, they shouldn't be there. Muchyate tepi karma bihi. So they get freed from action. First thing to know here is there is no freedom from physical action. This is not, Bhagavan is not talking about like, okay, now they don't have to do anything. They can retire and just vegetate and not do anything. No, because that is not possible. That already he has said, we cannot live without karma. Freedom from karma is freedom from the push of the vasanas. That is what freedom from karma is actually. That internal push which is there of the vasanas, which makes you act. And sometimes vasanas will be so strong, it will make you do something which you don't want to do. That is the highest push, where and then you think, hey, why did I even say this? Why did I even do this? So that pressure, when it is reduced, it will reduce if we work as per his advice in verse 30, then that push will be reduced. So even though there are certain things that I want to do, I have desires, I want to do that, the push is not there. So, okay, I will work towards it. If it happens, it's okay. If it's not. So what it is doing is it is keeping my mind at peace. Otherwise, your mind is in pieces. When that push is there, internal push, I want, and I don't know. Recently I met somebody like that, and then it would be you can see, you will see people who they want to live beyond their means. They want to do things which the body cannot handle. They want to do, it's just amazing. It's endless. And that push is what is making them do all those things. So that push has to be, this is what he means, muchyante tebi karma bihi. You might think freedom from action, it is what Gurudev has given these powerful words, which now we understand better. Freedom in action, not freedom from action. There is a whole difference between in and from. Freedom from action is physically giving up. That's it. I'm not going to do. Okay, fine. Like I've now resigned from council, from my strata, right? Now I have freedom from action. That's it. I don't have to attend meetings or do whatever what duties were assigned to me. I don't have that. Is freedom from action. But I have given that up myself. Okay. Freedom in action is you remain in that position and yet you're free from all the worries and the anxieties and the push of vasanas. So that's freedom in action. So while doing action also you're free. That bondage that one feels in the mind, is this not, this is my duty, I must do this, this is how things should happen, this is when these things should happen, all that pressure is not there. Work without the pressure cooker. You know, it's not like a pressure cooker, the pressure inside is developing, then it'll explode. So that is what is freedom in action. And this is what is meant here by muchante tebi karmabi. There should be and there will be freedom in action if you follow the rules given in verse 30. Opinion. I am saying rule, but Bhagavan is saying this is my opinion. This way, if you work, you will get freedom. And you know what? Test Bhagavan. I challenge you. I'm challenging you. Why? You know why? I've done it. I have experienced it. So you challenge Bhagavan. Okay, Bhagavan, I am going to follow your instruction and I'm going to see if this push reduces. And follow his instruction to a T. And then come back and tell me that, oh, we did it to a T, but nothing happened. I challenge you. You have to, all these instructions, all these opinions as per Bhagavan, take him to task. Like Gurudev used to say, the longer the beard, you question me. If I'm saying something, you question me. So you question Bhagavan. I have absolutely no worries. I have done it. Bhagavan, you said. I have done it myself. You said, yoga and kshema aham vahami. You said, now you do it for me. And he has done it for me. He has done it. But I have let go. I have done this. Can you do that? Can you do that? That is the trick. You do that, he will come. Like Draupadi did that, he came. So this is all I can say, because you need to experience it for yourself. Otherwise, that, you know, the faith will not become strong. Okay? Any questions so far about the verses? All right? All right, let's move. Ye tveta tadabhyasuyanto nanutishtanti me matam sarvajnana vimudhaha tan viddhi nashtana chetasaha. But there is that word too, but those who carp at my teaching and do not practice it, deluded in all knowledge and devoid of discrimination, know them to be doomed for destruction. So two, the word two means but, means exception. And those who don't follow my instruction, those who don't follow verse 30. Okay, what was given in verse 30, if people do not follow that, and again he's using the word matam, it is my opinion. It is my opinion that one who follows the instructions in verse 30 will be freed in action, will gain freedom in action, not freedom from action. Freedom, but there will be exceptions to the rule. Those who do not follow that, who carp means they criticize or they say, you know what, who knows, kind of thing. Those who don't follow, then understand, devoid of discrimination. What is this discrimination? They do not have the discrimination that work has to be done for purification of the mind, not for results. This word viveka or discrimination, sarva jnana vimudhaha, extremely foolish. Who is a foolish person? Not one who is not educated, doesn't have a degree, university, not that education, but one who does not have the discrimination. Now, the word discrimination, the highest is discrimination is sat and asat. We are in the transactional world. So that definition of viveka we don't take here. That one who doesn't know what is sat and asat, that's not. Here the discrimination is for karma, as far as karma is concerned. So the discrimination in the field of karma, in the field of the transactional world, is that karmas are happening because of Prakriti. I am not the doer. That is one discrimination. Then, why should I be doing karmas to get result and result and result? No, I should do karma for purification of my own mind. That is another discrimination. Okay, so this is what Bhagavan is saying, that why am I telling you not to be worried about the past and the future and hanker about the results, is so that your mind remains in the present and gets purified. But they don't have that discrimination, because their only purpose of working is to gain results, and the other indiscriminate thing that they have is that my happiness is in that result. That is another wrong thinking. So all these wrong thinkings now is coming under discrimination, not that Sat Asat Vivek, which is the highest, not that. We are in the transactional world, okay? And then know them to be doomed for destruction. This destruction is not a physical destruction, okay? The person will be a millionaire, multi-millionaire, okay? And as for him, he might be, as a third person might think, oh, what a beautiful life he's living, he's got so many cars and house and this and that. But doomed for destruction is he is in that cycle. He is not getting freedom from that cycle of birth and death. So which is all sages describe, birth is actually only dukkham dukkham. It's, Buddha said, sarvam kshanikam kshanikam, sarvam dukkham dukkham. So what they don't realize is that they will never get out of this cycle of birth and death. That is what is doomed for destruction is meant here. There's not a physical destruction. They will not lose their money, job. That is not what is meant here. This is not what Bhagavan is saying. So what he has given two pictures. He gave his opinion in 30, and then he said the one who follows will be freed from action, means the pressure of the vasanas will reduce. But the one who doesn't follow, he will not get freedom from the pressure of vasanas. So the pressure of vasanas will continue. He will keep on acting, and because of those vasanas, because of that pressure, more action, more vasanas, more blueprints for future births. And that is what is doomed for destruction. That is what means here. Okay. And again, he says, this is my opinion. Take it or leave it. This is my opinion. Nanu tishtanti me matam, who do not stay with my teaching. What practice? Stay with my teaching. Practice. So those who anushthana tishtanti is to stay, but you stay in that practice. So you have that discipline of working as per verse 30. But those who don't, they will not come out of the cycle of birth and death. Okay. Now. Sadrisham cheshtate swasyaha prakruterjnanavaanapi prakrutim yanti bhutani nigraha kim karishyati. Even a wise man acts in accordance with his own nature. Beings will follow nature. What can restraint do? Bhagavan is only asking a question. What he's saying is, with his own nature, prakriti, sattva, rajas, tamas. Vasanas are of these three kinds. When the push of the vasanas is very, very great, when it is so strong, they will work as per that push. And when the internal push is that strong, anything external, they will not listen to it. That's why we see addictions, right? Isn't there always a warning? Smoking is injurious to the health. This thing is this, and do people stop? So they read that and they keep smoking. Why? Because that internal push is there. This is what Bhagavan is saying here. That prakruter jnanavanapi, Prakriti is doing. First of all, in the previous verse, he said they do not have the discrimination. Okay, so that discrimination is not there. Their work, that work is coming, action is coming out of a push from inside. What can outside instructions do externally? This is what Bhagavan is asking. What we think, we think that freedom is to, even my kids, they think freedom is, teenagers especially, is to do whatever that I like. And when I'm told that, no, don't do this, then I'm like, my freedom is curtailed. You are not giving me freedom to do this and that because I want to do this. That is not true freedom. True freedom is, when you have the freedom from your own likes and dislikes. See, what people don't realize is, I want to do what I like. Arey, you're a slave to that like. You're a slave. People don't realize that. People think I'm the master. I like to do this, I will do this. I like to do that, I will do that. I don't like this, I won't do. You're a slave. What if there is something in your life, your duty, which you don't like? Then what are you going to do? This is what people, that's why we have that in Karma Yoga. The first thing is a sense of duty. What is your duty at this moment? And please remember that you might think, I have no duties to anybody else. You still have a duty towards your own physical body. People don't realize that. People don't realize that. You have a duty to your own. If your body can't do something, don't do it. I want to do. Body can handle it or not handle it. I'm going to do it. And they think they're the master. They're a slave. Real freedom, true freedom, is to not do what you like without any agitation. Yes, I like to do this, but I've been told not to do it, and I'm happy not to do it. I'm happy. There should be no agitation. See, last year when I came back from New York, I don't think I've told it. I developed what is called the piriformis syndrome. Doctors will know. And I was in so much pain. My leg, my whole leg, left leg, constant, not while moving, nothing, standing, whether I was sitting, lying down, everything. And the first instruction that my doctor told me was, Jaya, no walking. There were days when I didn't step out of my door. I didn't even go to check my mail. That's doctor's instructions. That is what my body needs right now. And no agitation. I said, okay, fine. So take time. There's no medication. You have to rest. The muscle has to rest. The muscle has to settle. It'll settle. And this. Now, when I was told that, and when I stayed at home, what was the condition of my mind? That is what determines purity of the mind. Was I getting angry? Was I getting agitated? I can't go here, I can't go there. Was my mind going like that? Or my mind is okay? And I've always told you, I have full faith in my doctor. So if my doctor says something, there's no way that I'm going beyond that. That's fine. And as he said, it'll go. It went. Right? So that is what this is. Unless that inside push is curtailed. And to curtail that inside push, Karma Yoga is required. If that push has not been reduced, know that whatever karmas that you did and you thought it was Karma Yoga was not Karma Yoga, it was only karma. Because if it is true Karma Yoga that has been done, that push has to reduce. It has to. Because that is Bhagwan's instruction. That's why I told you. Do what he says, and then see that result also he has given. Muchante te karma bihi. That is the result he has given. If you follow things told in verse 30, you will get freedom in action. Meaning you will get freedom from the push of the vasanas. If you have not got that result, then know that whatever you did in the past was not karma yoga. It was only karma. This is what is meant. Therefore, Bhagavan is saying, when that inside push is there, what extra, my doctor, but still I will hobble and be in pain and limp and whatever. And then it is, your body is asking you for rest. Your body is asking you for rest. Understand the needs of the body. Understand the limitations of the body. And then that is real freedom. But if I just go on saying, so this is what it is. Freedom is in doing what is your duty, whether you like it or you don't like it. If it is your duty, you must do it. That is freedom. You must be able to do it without any agitations. That is true freedom. Whereas our definition of freedom is, I will do whatever that I like. I like to do this, so I'm going to do this. That is slavery. That is slavery. You're a slave to your own likes and dislikes. Remember that. Okay. In the material world, dharma or righteous living is to get material prosperity. Dharma is to get material prosperity by doing right actions. We are not talking about doing illegal, immoral actions. Legal actions, your own job, do. And in the material world, that is what dharma is. You must. But in the spiritual world, dharma is purification of mind. So you're doing the same action, the same job. We're not asking, it's not a separate job that you do, spiritual job or anything. No. That same job you do. But for spiritual evolution, what you need is purification of the mind. Purification of mind is that pressure has to reduce. The Vasana pressure has to reduce. Otherwise, it is like that. Any questions? Okay, clear?